last week. What is it like when you're moving the ball against them and then just obviously not capitalizing on the opportunities you had?
Yeah, obviously pretty frustrating. Yeah, I thought we did a lot of good things against one of the top defenses in the country, and it was good to see. I felt like our guys came out, started fast, making some plays and mixing it up and executing at a high level, and then get down there. The 4th and 1, we get stop that drive, and then 2 turnovers in the low red zone. Crushes you. I just think if we're able to push some of those in, then it's a totally different game coming out of half. You never know.
What's the balancing act with that? Like seeing the positive games, but not taking moral victories. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think it's we're learning so much week to week, off the film, and I think it was really good to show our guys that tape. Like, hey, they knew going in, this is nationally ranked defense. I think was giving up 6 points. 6 points a game, and to go out and feel that, like, hey, if we execute and do our stuff, shoot, we can move the ball and we can do some stuff against a really high quality defense. So it's really cool to show those guys on the film of how it's there and how close we are. But the bottom line is we got to execute more consistently at a high level. And we got to take care of the football. We get down.
Does it help with that to stack those kind of opponents back to back, or is it more? It's not necessarily like one of the things you want to do, but that they've got muscle memory that, hey, we can do this against the top 10.
No, I think it does some stuff. I think for you guys' confidence to go out and see, hey, we can execute against a high level opponent like that, and we just got to do it at a more consistent level. And but it is good to come back on. It's good to come back on Sunday, showing that on film, and I felt like guys feel that sense of confidence moving forward. That if they have a great week of practice and go execute, and then we can get it done, and we can move the ball against anybody.
You would think Aiden, just given his athletic ability, could develop into somebody who's really good at the QB sneak and the art of that sort of thing. What do you see on that particular play that he needs to work on versus what just transpired around him?
Well, it was kind of a tempo call, and the first issue was we didn't do a great job of getting lined up quickly. To where they were able to kind of get into their, a sneak check, and they really loaded up inside. It was really a tough look for him, and I think just the experience there probably needed to slide off the tackle, a little bit versus that challenging look, and then we can get lined up quicker, maybe not allow them to get into that check. Then the distance ended up being probably a little bit further than we initially thought. We got into the tempo call, maybe looking back at it, we could have gotten to it. Could have gotten to something else in that situation as well.
What about Aiden overall through 5 weeks? Obviously you trial by fire and learning
Yeah.
how you thought he's done overall.
No, I think he's showing improvement. I think there's he's there's been kind of some positive things that I can point out. I think we just got to find a game where we can kind of put it all together, and I think that you see it watching the film individually when you come through. I thought last week, for the most part, he did a nice job in some of those reps where, it wasn't there, it broke down. He was smarter with the football, threw the ball away. We've been challenging him on that, taking care of making better decisions with the ball, particularly when things aren't there. So I think he's grown in some things. He's got to just put it all together, And I think, and right now as a young QB, we've got to get him to take care of the ball better, and then when open things are there, we've got to hit it. And then there's some things with his footwork in the pocket and being in the right spot in the pocket, not drifting and getting forced off his launch point, that we can get cleaned up a little bit. But I think he's grown. I do see the improvement. I just don't know. It hasn't translated into the numbers as much as I'd like it to be. But I do think he's making progress, and I love the way that he's coming to work each week. With an open mind to come and learn from the mistakes that he made from the previous week, and then move forward and try to have a great week in practice and correct them.
What kind of challenge have the last 2 weeks been like for you, Brian? When you're Boston College, you're down 4 receivers in the rain. Last week, you got a couple true freshmen left tackles switching up. Just how challenging has that been personnel-wise for you as the play caller to figure out?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a challenge, but it's like, I feel like it's that, every year you're going to have injuries, you're going to play some weather games or whatnot, and it's, it's our job as coaches to try to put the guys that we do have out there in the best situations to be successful. And I feel like we've done a lot of good things, and it's just, I feel like we're short, and we're not executing at a high enough level consistently, which it's been pretty frustrating. I feel like we really, in the Boston College game, had every opportunity to win that game, and being able to finish some drives in the red zone, and go up by, at least a touchdown or a couple scores would have helped us out there. It's been pretty frustrating, on that end, but, shoot, we just got to, whoever's out there, we got to find a way to get it done and move the football and execute more consistently.
Brian, what was the biggest difference between the first half and the second half Saturday night, and how is Oregon like or different from Ohio State?
I felt like we executed a lot better in the first half. I felt that, you got to give credit to Ohio State. I felt like they came out in the second half and, they did a nice job on first and second down of, putting us into third and longs, and against a top flight defense like that, you put yourself into 3rd and 7, 3rd and 10s, off those first couple series. It was really challenging to kind of stay on the field that way. So we've got to do a better job on first and second down of putting ourselves into 3rd and short and better situations on 3rd down. So I thought that was really the issue there in the second half. And the first half, I just thought we executed at a high level, guys, where we had a good mix of calls, try to keep them off balance. We were running the ball a little bit and mixed in the screens, some play action, some movements, try to keep them off balance a little bit. Executed a couple 3rd downs, and we just didn't do it at a high level in the second half.
When you
I'm sorry,
Oregon,
that
when you see Oregon's defense, do you see Ohio State, or are they dramatically different?
A little bit different schematically, in some of the, front structure, some of the stuff that they do. Talent-wise, I think they're a top 10. They got a lot of talent all over the field. I'm really impressed with the front seven. I mean, strong. It's got some length. They can get pressure with rushing 4, which presents some challenges. The DBs will come up and challenge you in man coverage, and then they have a nice 3rd down package where they give you some different looks. And so, a big challenge for us again will be being efficient on first and second down and putting ourselves in better, more manageable 3rd down situations.
Tough place to play. How much does the familiarity with the coaching staff, like having played there, and several key players within this offense and also have experience playing in that kind of stadium, what does that kind of do with just being able to set the tone? And
yeah, a little bit. I mean, but we're in the Big Ten. You're going to play in a number of tough places. It's an awesome atmosphere to play in, and I know Coach made them aware. Hey, it's going to be loud. They're they play hard in that atmosphere, get going behind the crowd, and it's an awesome opportunity for our team to go and play in that deal on Friday night. And, but yeah, I think anytime you go on the road at this level, you got to be ready for that, and you got to go execute and handle the crowd noise.
Can you walk through the decision at left tackle too? I mean, you're putting 2 true freshmen out there basically against those DNs. They're going to be top picks. I mean, it's a daunting task, but I guess kind of how and why, and how do you think they did too?
Yeah, I think we've been managing some injuries and it's some of those positions, and those guys have earned those reps. I feel like they've been practicing really well, and at the end of the day, we're going to put the best guys out there that we feel like give us the chance to move the football. And I think Coach M felt like those guys have been practicing really well and wanted to give them an opportunity. And like I said, with some injuries during the week, I wanted to take maybe a little bit of a load off some of those other guys as well.
When you look back, how did they grade out?
Yeah, I mean, Rakeem, shoot, I mean, he wasn't even here for spring ball, just came in the summer and was up in Idaho playing high school football, last fall. I thought he held his own in there and competed. I mean, there was definitely some reps that showed his youth, and you can tell. I mean, you're 18-year-old kid playing against a guy that's been one of the top defensive ends in college football. There were some reps where they got after him a little bit, but I think it's just a good learning curve, and I felt like as the play caller, it wasn't like, man, it was just standing out, and I've got a total weakness there. I thought he held his own, and I was proud of the way that he competed, and he had some really good reps in there too, and I think it'll just be a great, like I said, a great experience moving forward to make him a better player, and just keep working and continue to get stronger, as he gets older.
From an efficiency standpoint, at Oregon State, by all statistical measure, advanced stats, whatever, you were one of the most efficient teams in the country. Red zone obviously has been an issue. Turnovers. Are you surprised that this has happened? I mean, where there has been so many execution problems where things.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's we've got to be better in the red zone. We've got to take care of the football. say surprised, disappointed more, you know, and it's just stuff that we really stress and pride ourselves on. I mean, taking care of the football, you know, you're just not going to give your chance to win many games, you know, turning the ball over and putting our defense in those situations. But yeah, it's something that we've got to really get better at, and it's something that we are, as a coaching staff, are really emphasizing and working hard at. And then our guys just to be able to get down in the red zone and finish drives. Yeah, last week, I think the Boston College, it was a little bit of the execution. Last week, it was just taking care of the football down there. We just put the ball on the deck a couple times. So, got to get that stuff cleaned up. And it's been pretty frustrating.
Can you attribute any kind of reason to it? I mean, as far as it just the newness of the whole team, 61 players, you guys being new and everything, or?
No, I don't know that there's one thing you can put a finger on. I mean, I think it's there was just some fundamental issues as far as the lack of ball security last week that we got to get cleaned up. And then the execution standpoint, I felt like in some cases it's just, man, we're getting down there and we're not executing at a high enough a level. We've got 10 guys maybe doing it right and one guy getting beat or making a mistake or not executing with proper technique, and we're getting exposed against some pretty quality clubs. So we got to continue to coach it up, and the guys have got to be able to clean it up and punch it in when we get down there.